Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody here to the second edition ever of the Lunchdown. It is the WWE or wrestling talk show, whatever you want to talk about it. Welcome everybody here to the second edition right here. I hope you guys are excited for a great show here today. We got lots to talk about. Lots of rumors happened over the weekend. Lots of stuff to cover. Daniel Bryan, possible return at Wrestlemania. Oh man, that is the big one to come out of today. But welcome everybody to the Lunchdown, the show where we talk about all things wrestling that we possibly can. It is basically a talk show for sponsors. If you wish to talk to me directly, you can sponsor this show, and you can talk to me directly right here in the chat, or all you got to do is tweet at me at Conman167 to send your questions in, and you might be able to get your question here on the show. But yeah, guys, welcome everybody to the show. If you've never been a part of this, then you are going to be a part of something special. We do this every single day from 12 until 1, every single weekday, I should say, 12 until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now, wherever you are, it is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I am. So that is the time that we start each and every single weekday. I hope you guys are excited to be a part of the Lunchdown. The second edition ever of the Lunchdown. Daniel Bryan possibly returning is the big story here to come out today. Just some huge news that it is being rumored that Daniel Bryan will be wrestling at WrestleMania. He was approached by WWE for an in-ring return. Now, there is some little outside things to go over with that. There's WWE basically they approached Daniel Bryan and said, would you like to return in a in-ring role? But the thing is, it is not a role that we are wanting to see Daniel Bryan in. It's not a role that he wants to be a part of. Daniel Bryan was approached by WWE asking if he wanted to wrestle but not take any bumps. And what is the other thing they didn't want him to do? They didn't want him to do much wrestling, and he would take no bumps. So that is a thing that is basically saying WWE would just get him in the ring just for the sake of having him inside a wrestling ring once again. I can see why they would want to do that. You know, you promote Daniel Bryan's wrestling at WrestleMania, but meanwhile, he's not really Daniel Bryan. He's a shell of Daniel Bryan. He's just a guy who happens to look like him. It's not the Daniel Bryan wrestler, and I don't think we're probably going to get to see him at WrestleMania. I don't think Daniel Bryan is very interested in returning into an in-ring role where he doesn't take bumps, where he doesn't wrestle all that much, and he's just kind of on the sidelines. Now, the way that I could see them playing that off, and it also would make sense with the storyline that they're kind of doing right now, is that Daniel Bryan would return to help Shane McMahon fight off Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Even though Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are rumored to be having a match at WrestleMania, that can always change. And it could be a tag match between Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. That would play into the story very well. Only thing is like I said before, they are not interested in having Daniel Bryan really wrestle all that much. So that's a bit of a problem right there. I don't know. I don't know what I feel about this, though. I'll be 100% honest, because Daniel Bryan, he's rumored to be cleared everywhere else in the world except WWE. So is WWE just playing us, or is he legitimately just not allowed to wrestle in WWE? I just don't understand why he could be cleared everywhere else but not in the WWE. So we'll probably hear more on that story in a little bit as the rumors continue to leak out. Maybe Daniel Bryan will comment on it, because that guy gives zero F's in the world. You know, he just doesn't have a care at all about what WWE thinks, because all he wants is his release to go wrestle somewhere else, right? And WWE won't grant him that release. Yes, by the way, if you're looking at this hair, this lovely hair of mine, you will see that it's going in every which direction. I mean, it's just yeah, she's a hot mess today. But yeah, that was the biggest rumor to come out today, is that Daniel Bryan was approached for an in-ring return, but not in the capacity we know Daniel Bryan each and every single week. But welcome, guys, if you just happen to be tuning in to the first ever Lunchtime that you have been a part of. This is the second episode ever. Make sure you guys do hit that like button, as that does help me out a ton. And if you guys wish to talk to me live here in the chat, you can simply become a sponsor for $4.99 a month, and you get to talk in these streams every single time they go live. You can ask me questions. That's how the show will continue to roll and continue to be entertaining as I answer you guys' live questions. But if you don't wish to do that, you can always tweet at me at Conman167 to get your questions in. There's just probably no guarantees that I get around to it. If I had to choose between sponsors and Twitter questions, it's going to go to sponsors. So make sure you keep that in mind if you wish to support this show, I should say. The second big thing here tonight is that the Ultimate Deletion match between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy is going live tonight. So that takes place on Monday Night Raw tonight. Questions surrounding around that: are we going to see a Jeff Hardy return as Brother Nero in this? Are Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt going to end up as a tag team afterwards? There's a lot of questions. Is it going to be very, very similar to the final Deletion match that they had back in TNA? What was that, like 2 years ago now? That's a possibility, or was that a year ago? Might have been only a year ago. Yeah, because before WrestleMania, it might have been just a year ago. I'm not too sure. Hey, Harvey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah, no, that's the big one. So I'm not sure exactly how they plan on working this match. Obviously, there's going to be a ref there, as we saw announced by Kurt Angle last Monday Night Raw. He announced that he wanted this trusted ref of his to go and keep order because it is a WWE sanctioned match for some reason. I don't understand how a sanctioned match can take place on the Hardy compound, but it does. It'll be really interesting to see what WWE does this time. Do we see his drone? Do we see Reby Sky? Do we see the whole broken universe come together as one in this one Ultimate Deletion? There's a possibility, there's a huge possibility that's what we see tonight, that every single piece from the broken universe comes together tonight on Monday Night Raw. There's also a huge possibility that WWE screws this up and the broken character is ruined forever. That is also a possibility. So let's remember that while we're watching that. There is a high possibility that WWE is not going to deliver the full Ultimate Deletion experience that we are expecting. Bray Wyatt is obviously a cool little counterpart for this because he might throw in some spooky stuff. That is going to be an interesting dynamic that we haven't really seen. Yeah, we might see Senor Benjamin right there, Harvey. We might see that. The drone, like I said, Reby Sky, his kids. There's a possibility we see all that, and there's a possibility we see Brother Nero as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out tonight. I'm going to look at Twitter here, guys. If you wish to tweet at me at Conman167, okay? Let's see here. So as I look down here through Twitter, so Led Thomas asks, I'm watching the stream and I have 3 questions. Here we go. This will work here. Do you think Undertaker versus John Cena is happening? Yes, I do believe John Cena versus Undertaker is happening at WrestleMania this year. Do I think it's going to be a good match? I don't know. John Cena has a possibility to drag a good match out of Undertaker. If nothing else, it's going to be a spectacle of people kicking out of finishers and near falls and big moves, because that's a John Cena match these days. John Cena these days doesn't put together, I would say, great in-ring storytelling. What he does put together is matches where people kick out of big moves and they build up to a big move, near fall. I'm very overexposed here. Holy crap! I'm just noticing this right now. Let me adjust this while I'm talking about it. But yeah, John Cena really does not put together amazing matches anymore. I would say he very much. There we go. Let's turn that gain down. Why was that up so high? Jeez. Can we go to auto? That looks a little better. That looks so much better. Wow. Wow, my screen was really bright there for whatever reason. Okay, sorry. Anyways, John Cena really just doesn't put together great matches anymore. Oh, we got ourselves a $2 donation. I'll read it in 1 sec, Saeed. Just give me a sec, okay, bud? And thank you very much for your $2 donation. But yeah, it's very much a match where John Cena just builds up, and hits someone with the AA, they kick out of it. Rolls through, hits them with an AA, they may kick out of it. Maybe an avalanche AA, you know, and a lock in the STF, he may do a stunner. It's just surrounded around big moves now, but he certainly knows how to basically put together a exciting match. Maybe not the best told in-ring story. I'm not sure if it's ever going to get a 5-star match out of a John Cena again, but, you know, he does his job. Anyways, let's read this from Saeed here, and then we'll get to the other questions there from the guy who asked it. Saeed says, I hope you enjoyed my Saeed legit topics. Honestly, dude, I have no clue what Saeed legit topics are. I've just seen you randomly post them here and there, and I assume it's something that you do. But regardless, thank you very much for your $2 donation, bud. That is much appreciated. Not expecting to get any donations here during the show. Remember, if you guys wish to talk in the chat, you can absolutely just become a sponsor, and that'll simply allow you to chat in the topics on the topics here in the chat, just like a normal stream. Remember, all my other streams do remain free from sponsorships and all that stuff. It's just these daily talk show here. It allows the chat not to get flooded, and it allows the sponsors something extra. So thank you regardless, Saeed, for your $2 donation. I'm just playing that right there. So thank you very much, man. We'll let that play. Cool. I'm trying to figure out a good spot for that. We can probably place that like over here, something along those lines, so when we get a donation it pops up in the top left. Also, so we'll go back to the other question in a sec here, but Jason Dreamer says it's a crossover of the Hardy Ultimate Deletion and Bray Wyatt's House of Horrors match, then it could be a coin flip. Yeah, so if they do try to cross over the House of Horrors match oh, excuse me. Yeah, the House of Horrors match did not do as well as people were hoping for. But the final deletion did a really, really good job. So I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see how tonight goes. I'm excited to watch it for sure. But for more questions from Aled Thomas here, he says, what Undertaker do you want to see, Deadman or Biker Taker? I don't know. I'm a big fan of the Deadman character. I do love the Deadman character. That is the Undertaker I've known and seen for years. But I think a Biker Taker would tell a good story. It would make something different in this match. I just think maybe Biker Taker would maybe get the best reaction out of everybody. Imagine that we hear no word from the Undertaker leading up to WrestleMania or anything like that. No word. None whatsoever. And then it's WrestleMania, you know, the lights go out, John Cena's in the ring, he's like, let's see it, Undertaker, are you here? Lights go out, and you hear, you're expecting the gong, but then you hear the engine, vroom, 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 and then his badass gimmick music kicks in. That could be pretty cool. Maybe a live performance from Kid Rock as well, because he sung it. And what Taker do you think they use? It could go either way. I don't think there's one or the other that is rumored or favored. I think the rumor is pointing towards Biker Taker, but who knows at this point. Okay, let's see here. You'll be back on later, Con? All right, Harvey. Thanks for stopping by the stream, everybody. Thank you very, very much. So, we got more topics, though, to talk about in this show. Obviously, we covered the big one about Daniel Bryan. We covered not the House of Horrors match, the Ultimate Deletion match that is taking place tonight. And normally during these shows, so when I have stuff to talk about, I will talk about it. I will normally do like maybe a little Raw review on these, so on Tuesdays and Wednesdays will be SmackDown, and then there will be pay-per-view reviews and all this stuff. So that is the thing that takes place on this show. This lunchtime show is basically just a wrestling talk show. We talk about whatever it may be that comes up in the rumor mill, or we take your live questions. We do have live callers from time to time, so remember, if you guys wish to call into the show, all you got to do is join Discord. At some point, I will answer a live call, so it doesn't have to be right away, but if you just join the I Have a Question tab on the Discord down in the description below, you have a chance to call in and ask your question live. But back to the rumor roundup here. So AJ Styles missed house shows this past weekend and did an injury angle at the Madison Square Garden show to protect him from wrestling. It is unknown what the issue is at this time, so what that means is it is likely AJ Styles has a minor injury of some sort. If it was a major injury, they would pull him all together and he would be having surgery to get him back as quickly as possible. But obviously, if they're doing an injury angle, one of two things is happening. One, he does have a minor injury and he's just looking to heal it up before WrestleMania, so they're just pulling him from all the matches. No sense in, like, aggravating something before the biggest show of the year where your champion is going one-on-one with the Royal Rumble winner. So that's a possibility that he just has some nagging injuries. The second thing is that the dude works a lot, and to get him out of maybe wrestling, you know, give him some well-needed rest, maybe some time at home. Maybe he needed something at home. They give him some time off and do this injury angle so he doesn't have to work. So that is a possibility. But I'm sure we find out this Tuesday. If he doesn't wrestle on Tuesday, then there is a possibility he is in fact injured, and they're just waiting and hoping he'll be healed up before WrestleMania, because God, that would suck if AJ Styles gets injured before WrestleMania. So I hope that he is fine. I hope we will get to see the Shinsuke Nakamura versus Styles match at Mania, because God knows we all want to see it, and it's been a long time coming. What else is this? Oh yeah, Rey Mysterio looks to be in talks to re-sign with WWE, despite the story of him signing with Aero Lucha just a little bit ago. So when he returned at the Royal Rumble, lots of people speculated that Rey Mysterio was going to be in this Cruiserweight Championship tournament. He was going to win it. He was maybe going to make a surprise thing at WrestleMania. A lot of stuff. But then people found out that he entered contract talks with some other wrestling company, and everybody thought right then and there, okay, that's it, Rey Mysterio is not returning. Those reports, though, are now saying that WWE is possibly looking at bringing back Rey Mysterio once again, even though he is signed with another company. So what I speculate, and I'm going to say speculate because I have no inside information, I have no rumor sources or no nothing, this is just what I kind of have in my head. WWE is looking to probably bring back Rey Mysterio for WrestleMania to make the WrestleMania Cruiserweight Championship match a triple threat, because why not? This is the WrestleMania of triple threats. Why not have another one? And how else can you get the Cruiserweight Championship over than by having Rey Mysterio wrestle at the grandest stage of them all for that Cruiserweight Championship, his first match that we haven't seen in a while. The Cruiserweight Championship tournament rumor is new to me. I was hearing Rey versus Cena over Cena eliminate him from the Rumble. Yeah, that was a possibility, but I mean, I don't think that's the case. The Cruiserweight Championship tournament seems to be the thing that has been building for a while. I don't see any other reason why WWE would bring Rey Mysterio back. I don't see any other big match there. The John Cena versus Rey Mysterio match doesn't seem anything possible to me. I mean, why would that just all of a sudden come out of nowhere, right? That is literally a out of nowhere match, unless Cena did an open challenge at Mania and he answered it. That would be a cool little surprise. But no, I think the rumor, or at least the direction, that if they bring back Rey Mysterio is going to be to have him wrestle at WrestleMania for the Cruiserweight Championship in the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament Finals, even though that makes zero sense, because why would he just get a bye to the finals, even though everybody else had to wrestle, like, you know, 4 matches to get there? Kind of defeats the purpose of a tournament. Just think of this. The way that would be comparable is like, okay, so you are playing sports, let's say you're basketball, right? You make it to the final 2, you're 1v1 in this basketball game, and you're ready to go. You've advanced from the first round of March Madness all the way to the finals, and oh, what? Someone else is going to be here? Oh, they weren't even in the tournament? Oh, so they just got a bye to the finals? Oh, you know, it's one of those things. That would be something to watch out for that I don't think a lot of people may like. But a lot of people obviously are going to pop for Rey Mysterio if he happens to return into that triple threat match. You're at school? Awesome, man. Stay in school. All right, let's check some more Twitter questions right here. So, any others here? Will we brother Nero tonight? So that is from JJ Jordan. Will we brother Nero tonight? I don't think we will brother Nero. Will we see brother Nero tonight? I am hoping, my fingers are crossed, that we possibly see Jeff Hardy as brother Nero tonight. I think it'd be really cool for something to happen with Maybe even if Bray Wyatt joined this faction of the Broken Universe or the Woken Universe, and we had a faction with Matt Hardy as the leader, Bray Wyatt, and Jeff Hardy, I think that would be so very, very cool. Aled Thomas says, Bobby Lashley has signed with WWE. What should his first feud be? I don't know if he's actually signed to WWE right now. I think it's rumored that he's signed to WWE. Let me check back here. I'll go back on the main site and we'll see if there's any more right now. Anything about him? No, I don't see any Bobby Lashley stuff, but that's okay. That is okay. Yeah, I don't know if he's officially signed or anything like that, but I do hear the rumors that he is being linked to WWE and possibly will be signed at some point. So what should his first feud be? There's lots of feuds that could be good. Lots of feuds that would be great. I would love to see a John Cena, Bobby Lashley once again. I think Samoa Joe, Bobby Lashley would be cool. Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley would have a very different dynamic to it once Dean Ambrose is back. That's possibly a legitimate feud that could happen, a 3-month feud over Bobby Lashley and a heel Dean Ambrose, possibly. Oh, I don't know. Who else? Who else, guys? There's lots of people that possibly could be. Hey, mods, how are you guys doing? I see Amanda, Jason, Cal Lily. Everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you guys are just watching for the first time, make sure you leave a like on this channel if you have not done so. Also, make sure you subscribe if you happen to be a brand new viewer for whatever reason. We do this every single weekday from 12 until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is right now we're about at the half-hour mark. So yeah, that is what we do here. So make sure you guys turn on your notifications so you never miss a beat. Let's go back to some more wrestling rumors right here. So what do we have? We've got Mark Henry. Yes, here we go. This is actually a full-on spoiler. So if you guys do not wish to know stuff about the Hall of Fame, click off this video for just like, you know, maybe 2 minutes and then come on back. But here we go. This has been spoiled. It's been leaked, but this is about the Hall of Fame. We have our last inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame has been announced today, and Mark Henry is taking his rightful place in the Hall of Fame, and that is such good news. Mark Henry, congratulations goes out to him because that dude, hard worker, great guy, does anything the WWE has ever wanted and has been an ambassador for the company. And I will never forget when he turned heel on John Cena when he was wearing that pink coat. Just the greatest, one of the greatest heel turns that nobody saw coming. He played with our heartstrings, faking that retirement, and then came and just absolutely destroyed Cena. So that was really, really cool. A lot of fun. The Hall of Pain is going to be a part of the Hall of Fame. So really cool. I like that, big dog. Yes, absolutely. So any news on AJ Lee? Is she going to come back? Not that I've heard, Amanda. I don't see anything about AJ Lee returning. I think she is very much set in her role. Not her role, but set in her ways right now. I think she's done with WWE, obviously being married to CM Punk. I don't think that would go over very well if she had to get back on the road and wrestling all the time and being away from Punk and all this stuff. By the way, my hair is absolutely atrocious today. Just looking at it's time for a haircut, I think. Absolutely time for a haircut. But what else? So if you guys wish to ask more questions, you can either become a sponsor and you can chat in here along with the moderators, so you guys can chat over in this stream chat over here if you become a sponsor, or you can tweet at me at Conman167. If you guys wish to call in live and ask your questions live, then make sure you do so. All you gotta do is join the Discord and join the tab that says I have a question. It is that simple. Let's go back over to Twitter and see if anybody else is asking more stuff. So from Arush Gupta, he says, hey, there's a rumor about that AJ is injured. Hope he is not. But if he is, then who do you think will be the opponent of Nakamura? So yes, I did just address the rumors of AJ Styles being injured. So it's not a major injury from what we first heard. We're not too sure what it is because he was just pulled from house shows. Could be just a maintenance day and all this stuff. Who knows? But if he weren't be able to face Nakamura at Mania, oh gosh, I don't even know. I think WWE'd have to pull out the big stops. They would have to return somebody for that match. Maybe they make Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Nakamura a triple threat, because God knows whatever is going on there for the WWE Championship. Maybe Dolph Ziggler gets a chance in it. Maybe they make the WWE Championship match a ladder match. Maybe, you know what? That's what I would do. Here we go. So, I would make the WWE Championship match a ladder match. Or, what I would do is I would have a #1 contendership ladder match earlier on in the night and have somebody big win it, like a Kevin Owens or like a Sami Zayn. And I know that that doesn't really add up for the match, but then you can at least have a ladder match on the card, and then Nakamura gets his one-on-one match later on for the WWE Championship. Who knows? There's lots of things they could do. I just hope to God AJ Styles is not injured, because that is the match we want to see the most. Will we see I Am Jericho at WrestleMania this year? So that's Chris Jericho. Will we see him there? I don't think so. I don't think so. We might see him in a backstage appearance. I don't think there is any way that he wrestles at WrestleMania. I think he's too busy with the Judas tour and just like all this other stuff going on in his life, this podcast and all that stuff. But I think he might be at WrestleMania. I think he would guarantee to be at the Hall of Fame. I don't think Jericho's a guy who misses those types of events unless he has to. So maybe we see him, maybe we don't. I know that's not really anything to talk about, but it might be something. Who knows? We may or may not see him. Remember, you can ask me questions on Twitter at Conman167. We do this show until we run out of things to talk about. So usually around an hour it lasts. But, you know, on days like this where there's not a ton of news to talk about, it might not go as long. Normally we'll do a Raw review and a SmackDown review and maybe an NXT review and talk about storylines like that moving forward as well. But Raw didn't happen yet, so we will see that tonight. Is there going to be anything else? Any other big news here? WWE will apparently be airing a special on the USA Network on WrestleMania over the next few weeks. So that's kind of cool. Get ourselves a little special, possibly. Let's go back to the main site here. And I'm just taking a look here at some more stuff that is possibly coming up. So apparently Bayley is really pushing for the 4 Horsewomen storyline. So that is so that's kind of cool. So Bayley will be looking for to be a part of the 4 Horsewomen storyline. Now, if you guys don't know what the 4 Horsewomen storyline is, it is rumored that Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and then whoever the other two are, the former MMA girls, the 4 Horsewomen of MMA, would be wrestling the 4 Horsewomen of WWE. So that being Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Charlotte. Yeah, that is a very, very cool rumor. I hope one day we get it. Maybe SummerSlam. I could see maybe SummerSlam that happening. Charlotte may not be the champion anymore. Sasha Banks and Bayley. The thing is, though, if they're going to drag out Sasha Banks and Bayley's storyline, if they were to drag it out, here's the way that I would book how Sasha Banks and Bayley's storyline should go down if they wanted to drag it out for another 3 months until SummerSlam. I would have them constantly butting heads the entire way, you know, but then after a little bit, them have something where they have to be on the same page, like where one of the 4 Horsewomen, say Ronda Rousey or say Shayna Baszler, attacks Bayley and Sasha Banks has to make the save, right? And then the other people come in and you start building up the 4 Horsewomen versus 4 Horsewomen storyline. Sasha and Bayley are back on good terms, and then they have the 4v4 match at SummerSlam. How I would end it is I would have like the final 2 be Sasha Banks and Bayley, and then maybe Ronda on the other side. So it'd be Sasha and Bayley versus Ronda as the final one. You would have an elimination match for sure. What you would then do is you would have Sasha Banks get herself intentionally disqualified or something like that, or get counted out, or Bayley knocks her off. Something that happens where Bayley screws over her by accident, and then Sasha Banks gets some retribution and plants her down with something, and then comes in Ronda. She picks up the win. Ronda gets the pinfall. That would be kind of cool at SummerSlam if they can drag it out another 3 months. I'm not sure if they want to drag it out another 3 months, but if they happen to, then that's the way I would do it. So that's kind of a possibility. That, oh no, I just about exited my entire streaming platform. That wouldn't have been good, because then the show would have been over, even though the show was just really, actually, it's kind of halfway through, but, you know, it's kind of just started and all this stuff. But, any other major news to come out of the wacky world of wrestling here today? I'm just looking through. here we go. Let's click on this. There's something about Braun Strowman. And here we go. So here's a statement right here about the tag team match at WrestleMania where Braun Strowman, it looks like he's advancing on to WrestleMania to face the tag team champions. Raw General Manager Kurt Angle has a lot on his plate going into this year's shows, including his mixed tag team match with Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, but he'll need to sort out Strowman's road to WrestleMania sooner than later. Will Angle rule in favor of the monster among men, or will all of Team Red suffer the consequences if Strowman doesn't get his way? Some believe Big Show should return to be his partner, while rumors suggest Elias could be in line for the spot. I'm of the opinion he goes it alone and becomes the one-man tag team champions. That's what I'm a part of as well. His push justifies a main event slot, and if he can't be involved with the Brock vs. Roman Reigns Universal title match, this makes up for it. It would also make the tag team title match unique, giving it a way to stand out on a crowded card filled with stars. So yeah, that's, I'm absolutely behind that. That was written by the way, that was written by Gino Morosco. Don't know how that name is pronounced. By Cage Site Seats. So yeah, I'm with that one. I think I'm in favor of Braun Strowman just going into WrestleMania alone and facing the tag team champions and becoming a one-man tag team champion. I think that would be ridiculously cool. I think it's so different than what we're normally used to seeing, and I think it would be something very, very entertaining to see Strowman go around and face tag teams all the time. And, you know, when the tag teams step against him, it's 2v1, so you think, hey, the tag teams do have a possibility of beating Strowman, but Strowman has a possibility of winning because he's freaking Braun Strowman, right? So, I don't know. I think it could be really fun. I don't hope that Big Show returns and becomes his tag team partner. I don't think that would do me any favors. I think that's a big downgrade from Strowman. He was standing out on his own, and then for Big Show to be his tag team partner, it's kind of like, huh? You know what? Like, that just sounded kind of weird. Just even thinking about that. Elias would make sense, I guess. They did beat each other up, but, like, you know, they beat each other up. Why put them as a tag team? That makes no sense either, really. But I don't know. Lots of things that might happen with Braun Strowman moving forward. Let's quickly check Twitter one more time, and if we're out of questions, then that might be the end of the show today. I'm just clicking on something here. Yes, Mark Henry being inducted to the Hall of Fame. That is something there. Wait, Big Show finally retired? No, I don't think he finally retired. I think he just kind of came back. Yeah, okay, guys. I believe that is going to be all she wrote for the second edition of the Lunchdown. That's kind of cool. So I try to aim for this show to be an hour long if we can, but I will probably cut her short a lot of times when there's not a lot of news and we don't get a lot of questions in here. But hopefully over time, as I continue to build this show up, we'll get more questions and we'll always be able to make it last an hour with all of your guys' questions as you come in. We'll have one last question here. This is from Jason Dreamer. He says, I know this is NXT talk, but Bobby Fish is rumored to have a torn MCL and ACL. So if they do an NXT tag team title match, Adam Cole will have to defend with Kyle O'Reilly. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That sucks that obviously he is injured because Bobby Fish is awesome, but you know, Adam Cole, I like that they would continue to compete in a Freebird rule, and Adam Cole will just have to pull double duty, so that'd be kind of cool. But guys, on your way out, make sure you leave a like on this video. If you missed any of this, you know, if you missed any of this stream, make sure you go back and watch it back at a later time, because the stream is made so that you can watch it as a video as well. You don't just have to watch it live to get the full experience. You can watch this at a later time, because that's what it's all about. This show, the Lunchdown, a playoff SmackDown, if you didn't understand that one. But thank you guys so much for being a part of this. This is a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see this series continue to grow. I cannot wait for you guys to continue to chime in with your questions and all this stuff. I think it's a really, really cool series that happens every single weekday from 12 until roughly 1-ish, sometimes 12:30, whenever we end. But it goes for about an hour or a half hour. But regardless, thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Remember to tune in tonight for Monday Night Raw, as I'll be live streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll also probably have a video coming out today, as I'm going to start working on that one. But guys, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you don't see me tonight at the Raw live stream, but I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Lunchdown.